Now live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri, it's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Ta-da! Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I am your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. Happy Thursday to you. Happy to be here with you all. Newish set for today, same as we did yesterday, but you never know where we're going to be, if I can get my mouth working, never know where we're going to be tomorrow. But we will be here, certainly, live with you to share your day today and tomorrow, and for the rest of the time going forward in life, I will be here every morning. So good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Due to the technology issues that we're having with this whole transition here, I don't have the chat in front of me to see what you're saying, but Jordan is watching, so he can let me know what you're commenting. So we do have the live stream chat still going, so please leave your comments, ask your questions. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. And as you know, we're here in Springfield, Missouri. And today is Thursday, so let's see, we have a thruple of trombones. Thursday thruple? I don't know. We're just making stuff up as we go along, right? So yeah, we're doing trombones today. Got some fun ones to share with you. And then you never know what it's going to be tomorrow, but got some great music to share with you today. Some really interesting music I just discovered last night, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. And then, we got the big Thanksgiving holiday coming up, so I thought I would see what you guys are cooking for Thanksgiving and share what I may be cooking. Now, this may be what I do, and it may not be what I do, but we'll talk about it anyway, because, it's fun. Food is fun. Food is life. Food is fuel. Food is fantastic. All right, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all kinds of fun stuff, but that's what we're going to do. We've got, of course, with Thanksgiving comes Blue Friday. We've got coming up, and just a few weeks, I think, right? Is it 2 weeks already? So, yeah. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I think. Holy smokes. Time is flying. You know what that means? That means there's only like 6 or 7 Saturdays until Christmas. And then it's a whole new year. And then we do it all over again. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here, folks. Still getting used to this new environment here. So if I seem a little whopper-jawed or discombobulated or whatever word you want to throw into the mix there, that's what's happening. So, but we're making it work and we're having some fun. So there we go. I don't know what else we got going on announcement-wise. I think that's probably it. So why don't we just, without any further ado, say good morning to Jordan. Good morning, Jordan.
Hey, good morning.
Pleasure to have you back.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Max always does a nice job filling in for you, but there's just something special about Jordan. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
I like that sweater, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Your sweater
very comfy.
Your sweater kind of matches my socks a little bit.
Oh,
you see my socks? Yeah?
Oh, nice.
You can't see my socks.
Can you get them high enough? Huh? Can you get your feet high enough?
I did yoga this morning, so you would think that I could, but no, I can't do that. I need what's that bar that they have in dance classes? You can get there. All right, we're not going to worry about that. Anyway.
Right. We got a few comments here.
Yeah?
Max and Arnell say good morning.
Arnell is here from San Francisco.
Yes, he said it's 6:35 there.
6:35. Woo.
And then Christopher, I think it's Rocha?
How you spell it?
Rocha.
Roche.
Okay.
I don't know. No, Rocha. That would be Roca, like almond Roca. Like
okay. Roca. Christopher Roca.
Christopher Roca.
He said same to something. I'm not sure what. And then he said, how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming since February 19th. Continuously. We haven't stopped. We started it on February 19th, and we never turned off the camera. We never, never shut it down. So this episode is now, what, 700 hours long? Something like that? I don't know.
Something like that.
But no, today is episode 184. That's how long we've been doing this. And so we're cruising along, having a good time with it. So Christopher, welcome to the show. Christopher Roca, welcome. And thank you for chiming in.
Yep.
So anything else we got going on, or shall we just dig into this party?
Yeah, let's dig in.
Let's dig into this party.
All right.
All right.
Before the first trombone, can you tell us about your shirt and watch today?
Shirt and watch today. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. Shirt, I don't know how close I can get to the camera, but this is another Daniel Cremieux, one of my faves. Kind of understated compared to what I normally wear, but if you get up close, you can see the paisleys on there. So I'm still still throwing it, and look at the guns, right? Oh man, working out is working for me, right? Just kidding. But anyway, there's the paisley print on my Daniel Cremieux shirt, and then the watch. I'm a little worried about my watch. I need to charge it because it's a solar powered watch. This is the Citizen Echo Drive. This was a 25th wedding anniversary gift from my wife. But the Echo Drive watches by the Citizen, they're solar powered, basically. So they don't have batteries. You don't have to, replace batteries or anything, but you do have to charge them in light. So sunlight is best, but you can also put them under a grow light if you're growing plants at your house. But any bright light ought to do to charge these up. But apparently mine's been sitting in the dark for a little while. Haven't worn it in a few days. So I need to get some light on that and get it charged back up. But love the watch. It's one of my favorites. Got the silicone black band with the kind of blue highlight. The blue highlights kind of go with the blue shirt, the blue socks, and coming up for Blue Friday, right? So there we go. All right, so that's the shirt, that's the watch. Let's dive into some trombones. You know what? I keep forgetting. I thought I had my gloves up here, but oh well. We don't have the gloves today. But we do have trombones. So how about that? We'll start with this first item up for grabs. And I think because of the space I've got standing up here, I can probably assemble these and show you what a trombone looks like all assembled. This is a Bach trombone. This is the Bach BTB for Bach trombone, 411. So it's an intermediate level trombone. So you're kind of, or what we call a step up. And we're deep into the weeds of step up season right now for us here at Palin Music Center. And step-up season is the time of year where all of our younger students, rental customers that are renting instruments from us and have been for, maybe a year or more, and they're ready to move up to that next level of instrument, aka step up. So to get into that intermediate to professional level instrument. So that's where we go with that. So first up, we have this beautiful all fingerprinty, because I guess they had this at a display and didn't wipe it down. But we'll forgive them for now. Let me show you the bell there. There's some fancy laser engraving on there, not hand engraving. But it's laser engraved. It's really pretty. Very fine details on there with the Bach logo. So what we have here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the slide as well. This is the BTB 411. So this is a large bore, 547 bore trombone. 8.5-inch diameter bell, all yellow brass on this, yellow brass bell, yellow brass slides, yellow brass hand slide, and then with all the nickel silver appointments on there. So there's the whole kit and caboodle all in one piece. All right, so this is the open wrap design. So you can see you've got the nice open tubing here, the open wrap. So you've got a very free flowing airflow through the horn, which makes it much freer blowing, less resistant. Certainly a lot easier for younger players moving up to this level of trombone. Standard rotor, single rotor on there, but very quiet, smooth action on the rotor there. Chromed nickel silver inner slide. Okay, feels like it needs some lubricant there. It's a little tight, but that's all right. That happens if they have not been lubricated in a while. These do have, I think, you can swap out the lead pipes on these, which is kind of a cool feature. I'm not going to take that all the way out right now. But all nickel silver appointments on the slides and on the hand grip. And there you have it. That is the Bach BTB 411, available now on our website at palinmusic.com, or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006, or by checking out our Reverb page at reverb.com. And you can take one of these home today. Like I said, this is a great horn for that advancing middle school or high school player looking for that next level of performance. Great for all styles of music, whether you do concert band, orchestra, jazz, whatever you name it. This is a great, I've used this word a lot lately, utilitarian horn. It's a utility player. You can do anything with it. So there it is. That is the Bach BTB 411. So we will disassemble, and put her back in the case and send it on its way home to you, because you're buying a new trombone today for yourself or your student. I think that would be great. What a wonderful Christmas gift this would make, or a Thanksgiving gift, or a late Halloween gift, or birthday, or any other special occasion you might have. Anniversaries, bar mitzvahs, what other kind of celebrations we got? Oops, I didn't put that in there, right? Let me fix that. Quinceañera. Quinceañera. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Let's see, what else we got? I don't know. Anything. You name it. Easter, that's coming up. Valentine's Day. Early gift, late gift, whatever you want to call it. Independence Day. Hanukkah. We got Hanukkah coming up. Yeah, we can do that. Kwanzaa. Shoot, we got all kinds of options for you. All right, so that's trombone number one. Trombone.
Trombone.
Trambo.
Well, next you recommend some music, but first let me read a comment Max commented.
Yes.
Yo, dat horn look mad choice, nah mean?
Thank you, Max. Dat horn look mad choice.
Nah mean?
Nah mean? All right. Mad choice. I like it. All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. Music. Music can calm the savage beast. So last night, my wife and I watched a brand spanking new documentary on Disney Plus about John Williams, the legendary John Williams. I've talked about him multiple times on this show. I've shared his music multiple times. But there's so much of it, you just can't resist continuing to share it. The documentary is called just simply Music by John Williams. It is a tour de force of information about John Williams. I had no idea the breadth of his talent and experience and his legend in the industry. I mean, he started, spoiler alert, whatever, but you can find all this information out on your own. But he started out very young. Both of his parents were musicians. His father was a great jazz drummer. His siblings were musicians as well. And he started out playing piano and became a phenomenal jazz piano player, and somehow got brought to the attention of movie and TV scores, music for scores for those types of things, and in a sense trained himself just by reading and studying and listening and doing and I mean, it's just amazing. John Williams has written the soundtrack of our lives. I mean, it is so ingrained in our popular culture and in our history now. He is the most recognizable artist musically in the world. You can go anywhere in the world and play a John Williams song, especially, like from Star Wars or from Indiana Jones or Superman or E.T. or Harry Potter or Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List or any of those. They are internationally known by generations of people. And it's just so amazing what he has accomplished. And he's still going. 91 years old and still writing every day. He writes every day, he said. And also amazing, he does it all by hand. He does not do any electronic assistance with his composing. He doesn't use like composition programs or anything like that. He's at a piano and he's got a pencil and he's got his manuscript paper and he's writing it. And what he's able to write by hand, because I'm looking at some of these performances, with these giant symphonies, and you've got orchestra members that are surrounded by like 5 or 6 different instruments that they have to all be able to play, and that John has written music for in that score. So, I mean, we're talking about contrabass clarinets and, piccolos and English horns and just all kinds of instruments that you don't normally hear of. And he's written parts for those in these orchestras. And you're like, how on earth does he do it? And it's just mind-boggling. But what I wanted to share with you, so I can, like I said, I can talk John Williams until I'm blue in the face and blue in the shirt and the socks, and the watch. But the music that I wanted to share, and this is something that I learned last night, is and I think I may have known it like subconsciously, but it never really registered, that he's written tons of music, not for film or TV or whatever, just straight up symphonic works of sheer brilliance. And one of my favorites that they talked about in the documentary is his concerto, bassoon concerto called The Five Sacred Trees. John Williams actually learned to play the bassoon early on, and he said, he got pretty proficient at it to where he could play professionally if need be, but it was never like, he wasn't like the greatest bassoonist of all time. But because of his love for that instrument, he inspired to create this this concerto, and it's 5 movements, I think, the 5 sacred trees. And so the song, and I'm just going to show it to you there. John Williams, bassoon concerto, 5 sacred trees. I'm sharing the first movement of that for you on Spotify, and I will add it to the Wake Up with Greg playlist. So, I mean, you can pigeonhole it if you want and to say that it's classical music, but it supersedes that. It goes far beyond that. And a point that he made in the documentary is like, keeping the history and tradition of the full symphony orchestra alive is a challenge these days, because most composers are composing electronically and doing a lot of electronic scores and whatnot. And it's hopefully it's not a dying art, but composers writing for big symphonic works like that is much more rare today than it should be. So support it. Get out there and listen to the orchestras out there. There's symphonies in all of the major cities across the country, and some of the minor cities as well, I'm sure. Major orchestras all around, or chamber groups, or just go and hear musicians playing instruments is what you need to do. Yes, you can say, yeah, there's instruments in rock and roll as well. Yeah, there is, no question. But there's something magical about an orchestra, a big symphony full of strings and brass instruments and wind instruments and percussion instruments and harps and oh gosh, it's so amazing. The other really cool thing about the documentary is he talks about the piano, his Steinway piano that he used basically to write most of the major. He wrote Jaws on. He wrote Star Wars. He wrote Indiana Jones. Still in his house. And so it's got to be at this point now the most valuable piano in the entire world in history. Because that's what he used to create those songs. Anyway, so getting back to this song, Bassoon Concerto, 5 Sacred Trees by John Williams. Give it a listen. Tell me your thoughts. I would love to know your feelings on it. And expose your kids to it. Parents out there. Classical may not be your thing, or orchestral music may not be your thing, but at least expose yourself to it, expose your kids to it. give them the opportunity to love it or hate it. We don't obviously want to promote hate on the show, but everybody has their musical preferences, and some things you like and some things you don't. So that's totally fine. But how do you know if you like something or don't like something if you've never heard it or listened to it? Same goes with food. I mean, how do you know you don't like cooked spinach unless you try it? I know I don't like cooked spinach because I've tried it. I can't do it. But and the same is true for some music. There is certain music that I don't particularly care for. Does that devalue it in any way, shape, or form? No, it's all important. So I've rambled on about this musical choice for the day. So I'm going to move on to the next trombone, but because otherwise we're going to be here until like noon, which I wouldn't have a problem with. But you guys, you probably have to get up and get your day started and get to work. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure I don't want to be interrupted with noise there, so I'm going to turn that off. All right, let's get to trombone number 2. Check out the John Williams stuff. I did a quick search last night for John Williams' early jazz recordings. Was not successful in finding any, but I'm not giving up hope. I will track them down, and I will share those with you as well. I think John Williams is now the most recommended artist on my playlist, so sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry.
Average Metal Enjoyer commented.
Hey, Harry's here. Good morning, Harry.
He asked new location.
Yeah, temporary location.
Yep.
We got a lot of things going on here with, there's some construction going on in the store, and where my set normally is up here, we're using this space for our winter recitals for our lesson kiddos. So, yeah, just got to be flexible from time to time. And then, I think there's going to be a big change with the show coming in January. We're going to change things up quite a bit in a good way. Nothing bad, so don't worry about it. But next horn up, this is a Yamaha trombone. This is a YSL 620 professional. This is kind of Yamaha's entry pro horn, I guess. So it's a step up from an intermediate horn. It's their 600 series, which is their professional line. Similar like with the saxophones, like the 62 series saxophones, kind of their workhorse models. That would be what this is as well. And this one's still all wrapped up all nice and pretty like. So we'll get the plastic nice. Here's your ASMR for today. Get all the crinkly noises and stuff. All right, so this is the YSL 620. Now this is a traditional wrap. As you can see, you've got the extra whoop-de-doo in there where the tubing bends in on itself to make it more compact in the back end. So it's going to be a bit more resistant, and but you're still going to have all of the sound and power that you need out of this horn. So similar specs to the previous model as far as dimensions are concerned. It's a 547 large bore, 8.5-inch diameter bell, and everything's all wrapped up here. So let me get that. This has it does have a gold brass lead pipe, which is interesting because you can't really see it because the lead pipe is inside the hand slide where the mouthpiece goes. So, but the gold brass, we've talked about, the gold brass many times, yellow brass, gold brass, red brass. It all has to do with the amount of copper in the brass and how that affects the tone. No real fancy engraving on this one. Let's see if I can get it. I already assembled this horn there, so I'm going to try to get the angle in there. You can see the Yamaha logo. Nothing real fancy there. I think this is a 2-piece bell. They've really made that seam disappear if that's the case. Looks like a 1-piece bell to me, but I think the specs that I read said 2-piece. We have a D-shaped crook on the end of the tuning or the hand slide. Yellow brass outer slides, yellow brass, pretty much yellow brass everywhere except for the lead pipe, which you can't see. Traditional rotor, very smooth action rotor, nice chromed nickel silver inner slide. Now that one's buttery smooth, really nice smooth action on there. So this is the Yamaha YSL. It's interesting that they do YSL. I'm assuming that means Yamaha Slide because, why I don't know why they don't just do YTB, Yamaha Trombone, but maybe they've got something else that's a YTB. But anyway, Yamaha Trombone YSL 620, professional grade, large bore trombone, great for your advancing high school students, college students, or you're a pro player that's looking for a quality, workhorse, great sounding, reliable, trustworthy, perfectly intonated trombone. This is the one for you. This is the Yamaha YSL 620. Live on the website right now, palinmusic.com. Give me a call, 417-882-7006. Comes with as a kit with the mouthpiece and all of your accessories and gewgaws and all that kind of stuff there. So, yeah, there you go. Take this one home today, too, because you would love it. Any of the trombone players in your life and family. Gonna get that apart there. We'll set this down and put this back. You know what? I'll do the wrap up later. We're just going to throw the wrapping off to the side. We'll deal with that mess later. How's that? Just, saving time, saving energy, saving lives. That's what we're doing here at Palin Music Center on Wake Up with Greg. One song at a time. Right? Right.
Right. All right. Before the last trombone, can you share something cool with us?
Share something cool. I can. As I stated earlier, I thought I would share, what's going on for Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving feast. Be curious to know what you guys do out there. Do you go traditional, turkey? Do you do something completely off the wall? I know we've done like seafood fest on occasion for Thanksgiving, which has been fun. We may do that again this year. I don't know. But my go-to turkey recipe, because turkey is the all-American way of doing Thanksgiving. Funny story about the turkey. You may or may not know this. Benjamin Franklin, one of our founding fathers, he was not in support of choosing the bald eagle as our national bird. He thought that was, although it was noble in appearance, it's really more of a scavenger, just, he didn't feel right. He felt like the truly noble American bird, Native American bird, was the turkey, the American turkey. So that didn't work out. The bald eagle, of course, more majestic. But man, turkey's good eating. So we're just going to go with that. This is kind of the book here that got me started on my grilling adventures in the world. The Art of the Grill, Weber's Art of the Grill, I should say. I'm a Weber grill fan. I've got a gas grill and a traditional Weber kettle. And I've done this turkey many times. Let me share this recipe with you. This is, you can see it there, apple brined and hickory smoked turkey, right? And that's what it's supposed to look like when it comes off the grill. Now, I know all the rage these days are the deep fried turkeys and all of that. And of course, there's the traditional oven roasted, but man, there is nothing better, and I promise you there's nothing better than a just juicy, delicious smoked turkey. So I don't know if we can post this recipe on here somehow, but I'll talk to Jordan after the fact. Maybe we can add it to the deal. But it's extremely cool, and it's apple brined. So what does brining mean? You soak it in a brine, which has salt and sugar and spices and all kinds of stuff in it for like 24 hours. And what that does is it tenderizes the meat. It infuses flavor throughout. So you've got apple cider, you've got brown sugar, you've got oranges and fresh ginger and cloves and bay leaves and garlic and just I'm already, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. And then when you smoke it, you do it for a long time over a hickory smoke. And then of course you want to pair this thing with with a nice Chardonnay-based wine from France, or a spicy Gewürztraminer, or for a red wine lover, a Chateauneuf du Pape. We can talk wine all day long, but I don't want to get in trouble on the show for promoting alcohol drinking. We can't do that. But hey, if turkey's not your thing, then do something crazy. This is another one of my absolute favorites. You like fish, especially if you're a vegetarian or a pescatarian or whatever. You don't eat meat. There we go. This is apple and leek stuffed trout with brown butter sauce. Oh my goodness. We got a trout farm right around the corner from our house. I mean, it's literally probably walking distance if we wanted a good little hike. But I was thinking I might go do this weekend. Go catch me some trout. And, you use Granny Smith apples and leeks, and you cut them all up, dice them up, and you saute that all with some butter and whatnot, and then you stuff the fish with it, and then you grill the fish with that, and then you make the brown butter with capers in it. Oh, dude, I'm telling you what, it is one of the most delightful things you can ever eat. So you can do that for Thanksgiving too. Who cares about turkey? You can do fish. You can do whatever you want. We usually do like some oysters. We'll grill some oysters. I did one last year, a couple years ago. A bourbon bacon butter oysters, right? Come on now. Let's get crazy with it. Food is the spice of life. It's and Thanksgiving, it's a food fest. It's a feasting food fest, fun, frivolity, finance. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my cool thing for the day. And like John Williams, I can talk about cooking and food till the cows come home. So anyway, that's my cool thing for the day. Let's jump into the final trombone, because I think I'm running long on the show today. Ran short the other day, but I'm running long today. All right, final trombone. Oh, this one is so much heavier, and I guess it's just the case. I don't know why. This is an Adams trombone from the Netherlands. This is the Sonic trombone, and I love these backpack style cases that have these like massage pads on them. I mean, that just screams comfort right there. You just throw that under your back, you get a nice little massage. It'd be cool if they even had like a massage unit in there, that would do the vibrations so you can get the full effect, like a TENS unit or something in there. That'd be awesome. Anyway, let's dig into this one. Let's open this one, see what we got here. Like I said, this is the Adams Sonic Professional Trombone. I think specs-wise is going to be pretty similar to the previous two. But everything, when you're talking on these professional horns, it all comes down to, the quality of the materials, the hand craftsmanship, the amount of hand craftsmanship, and, which determines the price, whether it's a inexpensive or a more expensive horn. These horns, all three of these, I think, are right about in that same price point. But I'm going to set this down. Let me grab the main slide as well, so we can show you the whole kit and caboodle here. Got to love these extra, nice little pouches they come with, these little sleeves to protect the horn even more. All right, we'll throw that one together. And this one has the open flow rotor, which is a little bit different design. This is an open wrap horn as well. Get that tight so that doesn't move around. So here we go. Spec-wise, pretty much the same as the other two. There's the Adams Sonic logo on the bell there. One piece, hand-hammered, yellow brass bell. Yellow brass everywhere else. Man, quiet as a mouse rotor there. I can put that like right up by the mic, and can you hear that? No, you can't hear that because it's quiet, it's smooth. It is adjustable though. You can adjust the position of the trigger there to make that more comfortable. Yeah, it's got some nice open wrap, chromed nickel silver inner slide, nickel silver crook at the base of the hand slide there. Am I showing that right? Yeah. Again, with the D shape, so you get a little bit more resistance down on the bottom end there. But with the open wrap, you've got a nice open flow to the rotor section, or the F section. You know, these are B flat F horns, so you can get that ability to change key midstream as you're playing. The rotor, what that does is really allows you a lot of versatility in the horn, both in the range of the horn and in the facility. So a lot of times with that trigger, you know, with your slide, you've got the whole, you know, seven positions, I think, on a trombone. And, you know, it gets to be a little bit challenging, especially if you're playing fast passages where you need to go all the way out there to that full position. Well, the trigger allows you to, you know, not have to go all the way out there. You can, you know, use the trigger and play those same notes in a tighter position, like first, second, third position. So kind of a cool little thing there. And I am not a trombone expert, so any of you trombone players out there that would like to contradict me and correct me, please feel free. I don't like to give out misinformation, but I think I'm correct on that. So there you go. That's the Adams Sonic trombone in the traditional gold lacquer finish, all yellow brass. Come on now, let go. There we go. All right, so I'll set those aside. Check out all of these horns out, guys, on the website, palinmusic.com. 417-882-7006 is the phone number, or check out our Reverb page. And for those of you who don't know what Reverb is, I've talked about it before. It's a website dedicated to musical instruments for people to sell their own instruments. We use it a lot for, you know, selling some of our older or used gear. But sometimes we also use it for clearance pricing and other things. But you know, it's a great site, music gear specific, unlike your eBays and your Craigslist and your other kinds of sources, Facebook Marketplace and all that. You know, they can sell anything on those, but Reverb is purely for musical gear. So check that out. Check it out, man. I say that a lot, right? You guys are used to it. You know me. You love me. Do you love me? I'm old Greg. All right, we're starting to go off the rails here today. What do we got left, Mr. Jordan?
Can you share some wisdom with us?
Wisdom. This comes from the, man, did you hear that pop? I don't know if you could hear that in the microphone, but my neck and shoulders just went kapow. This comes from Frank Zappa, one of the true true original musicians, American musicians. Mothers of Invention was his group, I believe. And, you know, you talk to the musicians who've been in his organization, and, you know, some of the most complicated, complex music, you have to be on your total A game to be in a Zappa band or group, because his music is really off the charts. But you know, he was a very opinionated man for sure, and he said this about music, and you know, very simple quote, nothing too extraordinary here, but he said, "Music in performance is a type of sculpture. The air in the performance is sculpted into something." And we've talked about this before on the show, like how the air, or the space between the notes, is kind of where the music happens. It's like, what do you do with that space and that time and that silence, the emptiness, and you're carving that, you're sculpting that into something beautiful and amazing. And so, yeah, I think that's very true. Music in performance is a type of sculpture. The air in the performance is sculpted into something. So there you go. That's my something wise for you today from the legendary Frank Zappa. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you're enjoying your coffee as well, or your tea, or your kombucha, or whatever that is that Jordan drinks from time to time. Yeah, or, you know, your Diet Coke. Some people just drink Diet Coke in the morning, or Pepsi, or... Man, I remember this lady, I used to work at a store in California, like a convenience store. This lady would like buy a 6-pack of Pepsi every day, glass bottle Pepsi, and she every day. So, you know, she's drinking like a 6-pack of Pepsi a day.
Why don't you just buy...
that must have been her coffee. I don't know.
multiple 6-packs at once.
Yeah, well, because then she wouldn't be able to come by and say hi and drive through, and
I guess.
And then tragically, when I was putting a 6-pack into her car, I smashed it together and all over the passenger side of her car. Anyway, I digress. Let's wrap this up, shall we? Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. We'll see you tomorrow right here at 8:30 a.m. Have a great day. Bye-bye.